Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. So, one thing I'm going to get out of the way right away is that, as you can tell, probably, this is post commentary. I'm not really used to this. This is my first time having to do this, but basically, what happened with this video is I got done recording it, and I found out that the audio had this weird, hissing problem, where basically, as I was talking, there was a loud hiss in the background. It was strange, to say the least, but that's okay. I'm going to still talk about, kind of what I was talking about in this episode when I got into it. So, obviously, we're down here in the caves, and in this episode, we're trying to find some diamond. And, so basically, it's a shame. There are so many great jump scares in this episode. So, yeah. I'm sorry. But, no, I think what I will be talking about today is just, kind of dealing with certain things in life, like getting older and other things. Because that's what I talked about in the original episode. So basically, the thing I talked about was how, as I've been getting older, I've been getting more death anxiety. And it's kind of been kind of more prevalent in my life. Which is weird to say. I'm not that old. I'm only 23. So it doesn't really actually make sense for me to be thinking that. But ultimately, what I will say is that the best way I've learned to deal with it, because I had a really bad case of it a couple months ago. In fact, it's part of the reason why I started this channel was because I didn't want to just leave this aspect of YouTube behind. You're also probably noticing that my microphone's a bit nicer and, or not nicer, but different. And that's just because, I'm not risking it with the microphone I'm using because I know that this might get deleted as well. But yeah, I'm going to try and talk for the entire recording if I can. And not just leave you guys hanging. But anyways, back to what I was saying is, I had a really bad case of it recently, mainly because a bunch of friends moved away and a bunch of other crap. So I was just realizing it's does anything I do really matter? A very nihilistic proposition. And for those of you who may be younger, nihilism is just the idea that life doesn't have any meaning. And I'd recommend not thinking that way, because ultimately you're not gonna get anything done if you do. But yeah, the best way to deal with it is just take one day at a time. Take every day and just go at them one at a time. And yeah, it gets a little better. Now, as you can see here, I used the exploit to find out that there is actually another cave in the area, which is pretty nice, I would say. But yeah, as you can see, we're moving toward that cave. And what's frustrating is that a big thing happens in this episode. And it really ticks me off. You'll find out in about a second here. But yeah, back to the conversation, I guess, is, and here I almost died to this dang zombie. But, basically what I've kind of realized is that, with that kind of thing, with the death and whatnot, you just kind of have to realize that we don't really know also what exactly exists for us after this. It could be nothing, could be something. We don't know. And taking a strong stance on it is a hard thing to do. And that's why, for me, I don't. But, it's a little bit... Man, I'm getting really political here, I guess. But I would just say not worried about it and just focus on your life at hand. Because you know what? You'll have plenty of more time in your life to worry about it in the future. But here, as you can see, we found diamonds. Look at all the resources here. I didn't realize it in the moment, but god dang. We got 5 diamonds out of this, which was pretty dang good. And it's going to lead to next episode being a bit better. I haven't recorded the next episode yet. But, yeah, it'll be pretty fun. But, anyways, moving on. It's just been crazy to see the support on all the videos and just see people, really getting into them. Because, I've heard so many people say, oh, you can't make this content in 2024. You have to have cuts and nonsense. And I'm just sitting there really? I feel like you don't really need that at all. I think most people are just wanting a simple video that they can come home to watch, not some epic movie. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like that type of content has kind of gone away in general. And now there's a huge hole on YouTube. I've said this several times. It's pretty much the entire reason I started, too. It's because I noticed that with Minecraft there was nothing. And maybe one day I'll explore other games other than Minecraft. But who knows? We'll see. But the sad thing right now is I've got another video of the survival series in 1.21 that has also been kind of the audio's been a bit rough for that I have to do a little bit of voiceover for. Not as much, thankfully, but yeah. Mainly I'm doing this now because I know that if I let myself get behind, it's going to be a struggle to get back here. I'm currently about 3 videos ahead, but yeah. I don't know. For those of you who do YouTube, how do you guys think about uploads? Do you just do them when you feel like it because you just want this to be a hobby you do? Or do you want it to be, or if you're looking at making it a career, how do you do the uploads? I try to do daily because it keeps me doing something, and it keeps me active, which is good. Not in like a physical way, more a mental way. I constantly have to work on being able to speak for long periods of time, which is very challenging. But at this point, I realize, crap, we don't have any wood, so I end up going back out of the mine for a second. It's kind of funny. Watching this gameplay back, I just look like the most erratic Minecraft player I've ever seen. Oh, but that's just how it is. And yeah, I'm still figuring out this microphone, by the way, so forgive me if it takes a couple episodes to really get situated in terms of how it feels. But yeah, I'm probably going to use this one from here on out just because... Did I get hit or something? Oh no, I remember what this is. It's me complaining about my mouse sensitivity. That's the big thing, and I think that's why part of it is kind of a problem. But that's okay, though. Look at this nice little strip mine. Oh boy. But yeah, I think ultimately, with life in general, not to give you all advice, because in reality I'm probably younger than half my audience and older than the other half. But to give people advice, if you're ever... Oh man, my chair is squeaking. This is actually a different chair than what I was using before. But yeah, to give people a basic advice, I think you just need to follow things you're interested in sometimes. Like, if you do take a normal job in life, and I will say I don't have necessarily... Like, I have a day job, but it's not exactly a normal day job, I will say. For some people, it is a dream job. For me, I just see it as a day job like anything else, and thankfully, ever since I started seeing it as that, I don't really get as upset if something goes weird or something happens. I mean, I say that. I had a video where I complained about everything. Who knows? But yeah, no, I mean, we're coming up in a week on 1 month of videos, 30, which is crazy. Man, I remember being a young kid, and the first month I think I uploaded like 50. The first time I ever made a YouTube channel, it was like I went crazy with it. You see me like, oh, you can see here going down the cave. But yeah, no, I remember, I think I uploaded like 50 videos or something crazy because I was just really into it. I really enjoyed it. And I'm enjoying it now. Just the more consistent kind of grind, I think, is really good. Here I'm like, oh, time to cook food. Look at me. I have got diamonds. Oh, I better make sure that I don't talk over. Okay, we got 5 minutes left of this episode. Dang. God dang. Oh, one of these days I think I'll actually start really editing them. For now, I just want to get like a consistent kind of thing going. But yeah, I want to, for the first like month, I just want to focus on working on commentary, working on just enjoying the ride, and then after that I think I might start editing a little bit. Not like crazy cuts, I'm more just saying like adding a nice fade in so you don't hear the every time the video starts. But yeah, or I may add some music. You never know. I think next month not next month. Currently we're in August, but I think this probably will come out probably around the 6th or 7th, probably the 8th. I'm not sure, somewhere around there. I don't have it off the top of my head, but that's okay. Look at me like being so impatient with the food that I just move it around. What I find interesting is I always record without the mouse cursor. If any of you get this far in the video, let me know whether or not I should like experiment with that or something else. But yeah, as you can see here, now my inventory is looking like a beta Minecraft inventory. And I've kind of been thinking about some other ideas that I could do for series, because I don't know. I'm guessing that this series will probably last a couple months. Who knows? It may last forever, for all I know. This might get millions of views one day. Probably not. But the big thing is that I I think at some point I may want to do like a version on 1.0. That might be another fun series. And then maybe one on the version I started on, which was 1.7. Not beta. The other one. And I might do a Minecraft Alpha series at some point. I'm also thinking about maybe doing Skyblock at some point, because I think that one really fits my type of channel. But yeah, I am just looking for all the fun stuff to do. I'm pretty sure probably for the first year I'm going to try and keep the videos to just Minecraft. But I think after that I might try some other games just to keep the channel fresh. Not like me abandoning Minecraft, if that makes sense. And here I block off the iron like an idiot. But what I'm saying much more is that basically I think I want to expand. I have some other games. I think I'll start small, maybe with some games like Terraria or something, and like Stardew Valley is another one that I think could be fun. I think they could be fun, you know, start in a similar vein and then eventually kind of explore a bunch of different games. Because definitely, like, I mean, you know, I grew up with Nintendo games, and that's a story I could tell all on my own one day. Probably in an episode soon, I'll actually tell that story of what it was like to be a Nintendo fan during the Wii U era. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, but then again, my story is probably not that unique, and that's okay. But, yeah, for the rest of this episode, we kind of just collect a couple resources. We kind of light up the cave a bit more. It is interesting, like, because there is no brightness adjuster, you kind of just have to place torches a bit more commonly in this version. And I think I am starting to see kind of how some people find it more scary, but I don't think I do. To me, like, 90% of my ohs are just jokes, you know? They're just me being like, but, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so comical. But, yeah, I think overall, though, I think I'll probably wrap it up. Though, I do appreciate all the support you guys give. I mean, you guys leave comments constantly talking about how much you enjoy the series and other things. And yeah, I just want to keep this ride going just to see how long it lasts. But who knows? I think at a certain point I will have to improve the content a little bit. But I don't think I'm going to try and do like the traditional way of improving the content, which is like, oh, let's add 50 edits and play 20 hours. I think what mine would ultimately probably turn into is maybe me logging on for an hour to record and then uploading. But that's if it became my career. Probably not, though. Right now, I'm just focused on enjoying the show, enjoying my time here. That's why, you know, it's funny, my single-player world is named that, Enjoying the Time, or something along those lines. I have to look. But it's the idea of, like, just actually enjoying the experience of something. Because I think so many people try to rush through everything. I mean, I know I'm that way. But, yeah. I love these stupid movements. But I think with that, everyone, as the video kind of rolls up here, I think I'm going to actually call it good here. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video and joining me on this journey. And, yeah, I'll see you guys back next episode where we should hopefully be continuing to explore through the cave. I'll see you guys then. I'm gonna go relax and calm down. Bye-bye.